Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Okay, got all notifications cleared away. Let me check something out real quick. Surprised he doesn't have it. Okay. That was the wrong one. That's the wrong one. What the heck am I doing? There we go. Okay, no, what did he do anything yet? No, have not done anything. Okay. Survivor is our next mission. Kind of long and dull, but so goes it.
Some time ago, There was a temporal disruption involving the USS Enterprise C. We thought the matter was fully resolved, but there was an oversight. We need to find one of the Enterprise C survivors, a temporal duplicate of Starfleet Admiral Tanay. Until we reconcile her displacement, the timeline is in jeopardy. There's one person in particular that can provide the location of the survivors, Sela of Romulus. We believe she's operating in the Cytor system. Meet me there to search for Sela and enlist her aid.
Very well.
Stay safe out there.
A little bit ways to go. Not entering the Cytor system, no sign of ships on sensors, Romulan or otherwise. Admiral, Transporter Room 1 reports that Agent Daniels just beamed in. Welcome aboard, Agent. What is your take on all this?
If she's here, we'll need to draw her out. Sela's not easily found if she doesn't want to be. In the meantime, there's a structure on one of the larger asteroids, but the mineral content there is making long-range scanning difficult. I recommend we take a closer look.
Good idea. Let's close in and take some more scans.
Our intel shows a lot of Romulan activity in the system, with Sela's name. Command believes she's planning an assault of some kind and gathering tactical resources. This looks like an abandoned Tal Shiar base. What's left of one. It looks like the interior has been stripped of anything useful over an extended period of time. This could be the work of Sela's forces. They've been... Wait! Picking up enemy contacts. Romulan ships decloaking.
Shields up, red alert.
Those ships were old and battle-ready, good repair. It's unusual of them to move so quickly. We should stay sharp. There's probably more of them out there waiting under cloak. In the meantime, we damaged their propulsion systems in the fight. They're leaking plasma.
Elm follows that plasma trail
As long
now.
as they keep leaking plasma, they're not trying to lose us. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Unidentified ship, you are trespassing in sovereign Romulan space, and you are outnumbered. Surrender now.
Nice to see you too.
Oh, it's you again.
We're not here to fight. Sela, stand down.
No. You are still trespassing in my space, and I could use a new ship for my armada.
Red alert, tactical fire to disable only.
Fine, we'll talk. Cut to the chase and tell me what it is you want.
Information is specifically on the location of certain Tal Shiar prisoners.
Ah, I'd wondered when you'd get around to looking for the Enterprise C survivors.
A logical deduction. Where are they?
When the Enterprise C survivors were taken, my father agreed to let the rest of the crew live, so long as Lieutenant Yar served as his concubine. She was executed, but my father held to his word. I am aware of their location, but I will only take you there if you agree to bring me with you.
If you come with us, you agree to be arrested. No tricks.
And what assurances do I have that I won't simply be executed? I will not agree to my death.
We'll make arrangements for incarceration, no execution.
If I agree to this, I will be held in house arrest, somewhere reasonably pleasant by my own standards. I will not be cut off from access to the outside world, and I will not be given any sort of death penalty. Further, you will allow my crew and their ships to go without harassment.
I'm sure such arrangements can be made. Prepared to be aboard.
The survivors of the Enterprise C were sent to a Tal Shiar prison world. Set a course for the Pictet system. I shall make my way to the bridge of this quaint little ship.
It's not little. Very well, Helm, plot a course. Course light in for the Pictet system, ready to warp at your command. Let's go.
I'm reading several Tholian ships on sensors, along with some unusual temporal fluctuations. Tholians dislike anything involving time travel. We should be cautious.
Give me
If
a
they think we're
second.
responsible, they may become hostile.
Agreed. Anything you'd like to add, Sela?
This is the Pictet system. One of many worlds where the Tal Shiar would send assets important enough to keep, but not threatening enough to kill. Supplies to this world stopped when Hobus was destroyed. But the Enterprise C crew are proven survivors. I admit, the Tholians being here is new. Surely they won't be too difficult for you to handle.
Shields up, helm, take us in. I'm thankful.
Tholians were performing a detailed survey of the map. Something busted to the state of this crater. Not a good sign.
The anomaly will be purged, as will you. Vengeance for the fallen.
It was emitting high levels of tachyon radiation and chronotons before it dispersed. I'll need more data, but I think it was an unstable gateway into transdimensional space.
I see.
Scan one. I want to see what they were so interested in.
You did not give orders on my ship, Sela.
My most sincere apologies. I am so used to command and to quick efficiency. I just thought perhaps it would be better if we continued with the mission before more Tholians show up. We can stand around and talk if you like.
Set a course for the anomaly. Sela, remember your place.
Based on these readings, I believe I've found an origin point for these anomalies. They're coming from the planet below. I suggest sending an away team down to collect data.
Right, let's get down. Wait, shields up, Tholians.
All clear. We should check out the planet while we're here.
Good, and we'll destroy them before they could weapon.
I am detecting signs of habitation. There's a lot of temporal disturbances down there. They're making it hard to obtain a clear reading at this distance.
Let's go down for a closer look. Sela?
Assemble your most able crewmen and... My apologies. This is your ship. You give the orders.
Indeed, Daniel. Sela, you're with me. Let's beam down and see what's happening.
We've beamed down into an open courtyard within what's left of the Tal Shiar prison. Doesn't look like it's been inhabited for some time. I'm reading a number of temporal anomalies nearby, but my tricorder's having trouble analyzing the data. We're going to need to get closer.
Understood.
The shipments of supplies stopped long ago. Anyone alive down here will have a hard time. I suppose that's too bad for Admiral Tanay.
Who said anything about Admiral Tanay?
That is what this is about, isn't it? There are two of her and no one else. If you find her, I doubt she will be alive.
We're gonna search for her regardless.
This world was abandoned by the Tal Shiar decades ago. I doubt there's anyone left. The survivors of the
This
Enterprise C
datapad
might
dates
have
back
left
to the
personal
late
items
23rd
behind.
century. It lacks power, but it should work once it's recharged.
See if you can power it up. There could be useful data on it.
This place hasn't been inhabited for a while. Thing is, the tricorder's giving a range of time from 3 months to 30 years. We're dealing with some serious temporal flux here.
That could be a problem. Let's keep moving.
That's one of the temporal anomalies. I wouldn't recommend entering its area of effect. From what I'm reading here, contact with the anomaly will do considerable damage to anything organic. That being said, I believe we can deal with this. Stand over there, and between the two of us, we should be able to nullify the anomaly.
Understood.
Someone's been here recently. The tricorder's picking up numerous signs of habitation in the area. By the look of things, someone stripped this area of all useful items and moved on.
We should move on then, too. We need to get past those gates.
This gate appears to have been locked from the outside. Perhaps they knew about the anomaly but didn't have the means to handle it. Ah, there's a manual override over there near our beam down site. We can use it to open the gates.
The trolls appear to be behind some gates and more temporal anomalies.
When we disrupted this anomaly, it seemed to fracture, forcing more anomalies into our timeline. I think we might be able to use that to our benefit, though. I'll stay here and act as an anchor. Find the best spot and use your tricorder to emit the dispersal pattern again. We should be able to push those bubbles away from the gate controls. If you get stuck, I'll be able to get you out of trouble.
I'll disperse the anomalies and make a path to the gate controls.
The gate controls are trapped within an anomaly. We'll have to disperse it to use them. Looks like some of the closed gateways are rusted now. Find another spot. I think I can see a clear path to the controls.
Come on, stop being stuck.
The gate's open. Try to disperse where you are. It should open an escape path for you. Excellent. The gate's open, and we can continue our search for Tanay. Well done. Before we move on, I've managed to bring the datapad online again. It might contain clues on what happened. Looks like it's a personal unit. The primary user is Lieutenant Tasha Yar of Starfleet.
Are you certain?
Give me that. The first entry dates to 2389, nearly 40 years after she was executed. Or at least 40 years after she was supposed to have been executed.
Let's see the entry.
I am Natasha Yar, security chief for the Federation starship Enterprise D. Well, at least that's who I was. For the past 4 years, I've been Tal Shiar prisoner 24601. But even that changed a week ago. Our regular supply drops from the Star Empire stopped 3 months ago. The guards started caring too much about what might be going on elsewhere in the quadrant and caring too little about their prisoners. We were able to overpower them. We've managed to recover some data pads like this one, but there isn't enough here for us to call for help or escape. I'm leaving this record in case anyone comes looking for us. Sela, if you find this, I still love you. I've missed you.
Lieutenant Yar was supposed to have been executed. My father said it happened. There were witnesses. How can... Clearly, there was some judicious alteration of history.
So it would appear.
The Enterprise C survivors were here, but something drove them away. Something more than the loss of supplies. We should continue looking for the survivors. Your duplicate of Tanae may yet be alive on this rock.
Your father lied to you.
It would not have been the first time. No doubt he thought she might still have been useful in some way. I can see the pity in your eyes. Keep it. His
I don't pity
decision
you.
allowed me to become the person I am. I do not regret that.
Look, there's a path ahead. This anomaly looks more stable than the others. Probably less deadly, but let's not find out now.
The generators died and no one knows why. Richard thinks it might have been the big predators. Tanae thinks she might be able to salvage some of the parts. I hope she can. She's been glaring over the remains for the last 3 hours. 2 more dead. We can't stay here. The animals know the fence won't harm them anymore. I rigged an early warning system using a trick I learned growing up on Turkana 4, but that won't stop them. We took a vote, and we're moving. We'll build a new settlement in the old secondary supply bunker the Tal Shiar abandoned 20 years ago. The surviving guard has agreed to guide us there. Loyalty to the Tal Shiar fades. You've been stranded with the inmates.
Interesting.
Lieutenant Yar never discussed Turkana 4. When I was older, I discovered why. She was a survivor. It is clear that her arrangement with my father was just that. Obviously, she continued that trait into her existence here. There's more ground to cover.
Indeed, let's keep following the path.
There's another unstable anomaly. The anomaly has left some of the rock in a molten state.
You took readings in orbit.
Clearly,
These anomalies Surely we should continue looking. Now, while you take a leisurely stroll through the jungle, I will be moving on. It appears that there are more survivors than initially believed.
On that, we are in agreement. Let's keep searching.
There's a lot of interference, but I think I'm picking up a life sign. Tanae!
Go away! Leave this place! No! Please, not again! Stay away! Stay away!
It seems your duplicate, Tanae, is still alive, and she isn't pleased to see you. I don't really blame her. I wasn't exactly thrilled to see you again either.
I see a structure ahead. Let's check it out.
She's run off, but there's an even larger anomaly close by.
It looks like it was a structure at one point.
Another
but I doubt
temporal
any
anomaly, and
survivors
this one is
remain
larger
in
than
a
the last.
ruin like this.
There are temporal eddies moving through the area, and a few stable locations between them. Now, if you establish temporal stabilizers in these 3 locations, we can disperse the anomaly and get a better look at the area. Hopefully, the Enterprise C survivors were able to escape the area before this happened.
Understood.
There's a stable pocket ahead of you. Set up the first stabilizer there. That's the first stabilizer. 2 more to go. Incredible! Dispersing the anomaly restored more than I expected. We should look for clues.
We found an entire grove of saplings. Richard swears the same area was full of towering trees last week. He might be mistaken. We're both getting older. I thought I saw a Romulan in the brush. He was wearing a 22nd century style uniform. When I looked again, he was gone. Maybe I'm going senile. Richard insists I'm too young. Maybe it's because the outside world has been on my mind. Sela has been on my mind. I wonder what happened to her. While her father was a Tal Shiar general, he spared my life in the end. Perhaps he wasn't petty and cruel to her. I hope he wasn't. If you should find this, happy 50th birthday, Sela. I have missed you. I only regret we were separated. Shelter ruined, last tricorder gone, half our stores destroyed, 5 dead. The hunters and gatherers returned to find many dead and unconscious. I used my emergency medic training, but I was a security officer, not a doctor. Devek might not make it. None of them can remember what happened. Without the tricorder, we can't scan the area, or for internal injuries. I suspect that there is something on the planet causing anomalies of some kind. Danae has not reacted well. She's been talking to herself and keeping apart from everyone. A problem for later. Survival now.
Some sort of temporal inversion happened here. Some of the rock returned to an earlier molten state, while some of the building materials aged over 200 years. Anyone standing close to these objects would have been affected as well, regressed to infancy, or aged to the grave.
The same thing happen to us if we're not careful.
Well, I suppose it was nice that Yard thought of me. But that doesn't change the fact that she was going to steal me away like a thief in the night. If she had truly cared, she would have stayed where she was. My father was not cruel or petty, at least not to me. He was hard because he needed to be. I thrived because of it.
I see.
The Enterprise C survivors were surprisingly resilient. Tasha's notes are more sparse but seem to record a productive, if primitive, community. They mention a secondary site close by. If your Vulcan survived, there may be others, and they may be close.
We should keep looking.
Over here! There's a path with recent footprints. I'm reading another anomaly, further down the path. Tanae might be there.
And I see Tholians.
The Tanae anomaly and its allies must be purged.
That Tholian away team must have beamed down to investigate the anomaly. This looks to be a well-worn path. Some recent footprints here, heading the other way. They might have run into Tholians.
It seems your Vulcan passed this way recently. Perhaps the cavern mentioned Natasha's logs is nearby. We should follow the tracks.
And lead toward those rocks.
It seems many of the refugees would be alive if it weren't for the anomalies. I wonder how many are left now.
I'm detecting signs of some sort of habitation in this location. Months ago.
Maybe
If
we'll
I'm reading
find
this
more
right, there was an
answers.
explosion of Tetrion particles here. A fatal one, judging by the organic residue on the walls. No one's been living here since, according to these tricorder readings.
Understood, let's keep searching. They may have left something behind.
The anomalies are temporal in origin. I watched Richard wither and die before my eyes. An anomaly appeared, and moments later he aged 100 years. We buried him this morning in the clearing. I never expected he and I would end this way. I miss him. Richard was a wonderful partner for these last decades, a good man. We built a wonderful life, despite it all. My only regret is that Sela never got to know how kind and brave Richard was. He'd have been such a wonderful stepfather. Tanae hasn't been seen in days. I'm worried she won't come back. I'm worried she will. I thought her strange behavior might be a degenerative Vulcan sickness, but she was answering questions before they were asked, and she's been close to every anomaly that's happened. Maybe I'm jumping in shadows. The part of me that is still a security officer on the Enterprise doesn't think I am, though.
Interesting.
This is Tanae. I have agreed to report the final words of Natasha Yar and to hold this log for the future. If there is one, if it isn't here already, What? No! Focus. Focus. Natasha Yar died of a fever. She wished for the story of the crew of the Enterprise C to be remembered. They were brave beyond expectation. She wished for her daughter to know that she was loved and that Natasha lived a long and happy life. But Natasha missed her, and she hoped her daughter's life was wonderful. Natasha requests that if this log is found, that this record be conveyed to Sela of Romulus and to the Federation. Do not come near me. End log.
Let's see where the cave leads, Admiral. Tanae may be close by. We need to find her before the anomalies get worse. Agreed, let's proceed through this cave and continue our search.
some movement in the bushes. Tanae?
Stop following me! No, go away! I told you to stay away!
Come with me, we'll be able to fix everything.
I am dangerous. You should not be here. No one can be here. No! Not again! Oh!
Not again? What do you mean?
No! Not again!
There's a new anomaly forming.
Tholians!
Purge the anomaly. Purge the contaminant.
Tanae, the anomalies that have been occurring were caused by decades of temporal interference. Tanae, the anomalies that have been occurring were caused by decades of temporal interference. Because of what happened with the Enterprise C, you exist in two places at once. We can fix this. You and your counterpart can be reintegrated. Your memories will be integrated as well, but the anomalies will stop.
We can help you. You don't have to run anymore.
I see the logic in your presence here. I am anomalous. My presence here must be sufficiently reconciled to preserve the order of things. I presume you are here to accomplish this. Thus, I will go with you.
We'll fix this today. You don't have to hide any longer. And there's something you should see here. I scanned the area for Tholians after our last attack. While I didn't find any to pick something else up, judging by these readings, I believe I found the remains of the Enterprise C crew. Understood? Let's confirm this.
All this time, she was here. I believe she was dead. Tasha believed I might come looking for her. She believed it so strongly she left logs in case. Tanae held her logs for her. And now, she is truly dead.
I'm sorry.
This place has led to some interesting revelations, shall we say? I think it best we leave before more Tholians show up.
Agreed. Transport standing by, Admiral. We're ready to beam everyone up on your order. Beam me up, Scotty.
Looks like we beamed up just in time. Several Tholian ships are on an attack vector.
Clear order alert. All hands, battle stations.
We will
happening again. Another anomaly is forming.
Prepare for battle, this isn't over yet. Admiral, we're being hailed by the USS Vostok. That's Admiral Tanay, that is to say, Admiral Tanay from our timeline. Acknowledge, put her on screen.
I see you found my displaced temporal counterpart. Well done.
Thank you, Admiral.
An operations team is standing by on this vessel to assist with her temporal reintegration. Please beam her aboard, and we will begin the process. It is possible that I may acquire a new set of memories as part of the process. A small price to pay to stabilize the timeline. As it has been said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
Admiral, I have Sela on board.
I see. Having read the briefing from Starfleet Command, I find her presence here to be most logical, considering the situation.
She also agreed to go into custody now that the issue has been resolved.
Very well. I will take custody of Sela and deliver her to a secure facility once the reintegration procedure is complete. Beam her aboard with my temporal counterpart.
As you wish, Admiral. ISS Cynthia Hartwickson out.
It seems our journey is at a parting of the ways once more.
So it seems. You did agree to place yourself into custody, however.
I did, and I will. But I have a condition to my surrender.
Bring it up with the Admiral. All decks reported in, Admiral. We're ready to depart in your command. Let's go. An undisclosed location.
Tell me about my mother.
The timeline is stabilizing. Anomaly counts are dropping, and our agents are reporting a decline in temporal aftershocks due to recent events. That's a good thing, by the way. The aftershocks of our recent discoveries on Pictet may take some time for Sela to resolve, however. I hope she's able to find a sense of peace and closure from what she's learned today. I'll be heading back to Temporal Command once we've fully integrated the two Tanays. Be seeing you.
And you. like it starts sunrise.
With the war over, it's time for us to rebuild, to take stock of our situation, and to return to our roots as explorers. We've recently noticed that a star in an unexplored system near Ferenginar has become unstable. There's nothing to indicate any change to its stellar life cycle, so this is a perfect opportunity for us to chart the system, investigate the star, and improve our understanding of what's happening. I want you to head up this investigation. Find out why this star is suddenly dying, and make sure it isn't going to be a threat to any nearby worlds or systems.
Understood, Admiral. We received instructions to pick up a stellar phenomenon specialist, a Cardassian scientist by the name of Tonoro Zaval. Yeah, right. She's currently at Deep Space Nine. We can beam her directly aboard from the station. Noted, we'll pick up the specialist when we reach DS9. Alright, and let's proceed to DS9. And I'll be right back.
Thank you for the pickup. I'm Tonoro Zaval. Let's get started. My preliminary observations show some kind of unknown stellar problem. This unexplored system near Ferenginar is undergoing solar death. Basically, it's as if the star is going out soon. But there's no good reason. We need to get close enough to take some readings and see what we can figure out.
I see. Helm, depart from DS9. A writing system about 0.5 AU from the star. Still no indication what's causing stellar decay. Detecting only gas giants in the system, no signs of rocky planets, other than the occasional moon for these Jovians. We're a little outside optimal range. We could probably get closer, get better resolution on the sensors if we nudged a few kilometers closer. Let's move in closer, get some readings of the star, and see if we can't figure this out.
Getting swamped with solar radiation. Try reducing the gain on your sensors. Initial results don't make any sense. The star's core reactions are failing, but it still has so much mass that it should be conducting fusion. It's as if it suddenly decided that it was no longer going to do hydrogen fusion, just heavier fusion processes.
Let's collect some stellar particles and see if we can't find any clues with a more detailed analysis.
This kind of matter is ejected during corona events. We should be able to collect some with your ship's ram scopes if we head to one of the ejection zones.
We'll set up a plot of locations where we can take samples.
Results are coming in now. This still isn't making any sense. It's as if the star's life cycle was suddenly accelerated somehow. But it never went through an expansion cycle. There's no good explanation for this yet. Maybe something else in the system caused it.
What if this phenomenon affected other bodies in the system as well?
If this is system-wide, we should find evidence of similar problems with nuclear and chemical reactions in the system's gaseous bodies. There's a large amount of gaseous stellar matter further from the star. We should have no trouble checking that hypothesis.
Set a course.
This is very strange. Usually nebulae are massive clouds between star systems. Finding a micronebula in system like this is quite rare. This may be the result of an event such as a cosmic string, shearing through a gas giant and turning it back into particulate matter. I'll need some more readings to know for certain.
Determine the best place to scan for information.
All the particulate matter will make your ship's sensors unreliable beyond a few kilometers, and shields will be offline. The best we'll be able to do is to check small areas until we get close to something unusual. We should head to where the deionized particle density is highest.
Switch to short-range scanners. Reading deionized particles, icy fragments, trace amounts, inert materials. Picking up some low-level distortion, possibly from impulse engines. Another ship may have been here recently. Keep searching for another ship here. We'll see if they know anything.
Nothing unusual coming in from the nebula, but those Tholian ships were quite fast. Unfortunately, they can't give us answers. Looks like there's some heavy ionization on the far side of the nebula. As if it's receiving some kind of reflected radiation from one of the gas giants.
Set a course. Alright, I'm gonna finish this and it's gonna be it. There's a large asteroid ring around this gas giant, sir. We're reading few metallic asteroids and low-level radiation. Maybe some additional crews, but nothing concrete. There's lots of small debris moving at high speed, nothing we can't clear up with our weapons. Just make sure not to miss. Helm, stand by for basic maneuvers. Set a course for the largest radioactive asteroid. This asteroid is mostly silicates, a few small deposits of irons and magnesium, nothing particularly special. Move on to another asteroid. This asteroid has some copper, zinc, cobalt, plus traces of tungsten and mercury. A bit uncommon, but it doesn't give us any clues. Move on to another asteroid. Large amounts of nickel, some titanium, uranium, lots of silicon. Something interesting here, sir. This asteroid's been excavated along one side. Looks like someone used a primitive mechanical probe to crack part of the asteroid and remove some of it. Low-grade warp signature, nothing sophisticated. Someone's been here. Probably not much kind of technology could explain these stellar phenomena, stellar problems. Let's get closer to the gas giant and its moons and see if we can't find any other clues. It's interesting we're picking up several moons around this gas giant. Some of them are habitable. Admiral, I'm picking up contract. One of these moons is inhabited. Why didn't we pick this up outside of the system? There are thousands of background signals in space from civilizations we haven't encountered yet. Since preliminary long-range scan of the system showed no M or L class planets, it seems nobody thought it would be inhabited. Our computers just classify these signals as ambient background. Until we are right on top of the transmitters. Universal transmitter updating now. Any signs of starships or bases. A few minor orbital facilities. Significant industrial infrastructure. 8 billion inhabitants picking up low power warp trails. Nothing the size of a starship. Maybe a handful of probes. There's evidence we've come across an early warp capable civilization. Let's conduct a few more scans. If this is a warp capable society, then we'll make first contact. We don't want to seem hostile.
Greetings, unknown vessel. This is Administrator Kumar K. Please provide identification.
This is Admiral Cynthia, the ISS Cynthia Hartwickson. I represent the United Federation of Planets.
Welcome to Lukari. Visitors here are rare, but we're always gratified by the chance to meet and exchange information with travelers. I regret that you have arrived at a difficult time. You may have noticed that our home star has become unstable. I'm leading a project to try to reignite the star. Unfortunately, we've already suffered severe disruptions, and we have a lot of problems to tackle right now.
I noticed the problems with your star. We can investigate why this is happening.
These problems started only recently, just a few days ago. Our astronomers noted a significant shift in the star's output, and now it looks like it's guttering and dying. If we can't solve this problem, it's the end of our species. I'm the project leader for our solar probe team. We're going to try to restart fusion with a quantum chromodynamic accretion burst, but honestly, this is a colossal problem, and it may be beyond us.
My ship is part of a larger fleet. We have advanced technology and may be able to assist you.
We have a solar probe ready that contains the booster module that needs to be fired into the star. It's capable of warp 2. There's a problem, though. The probe's remote navigation systems don't work. All of the interference from the solar flaring and guttering is blocking the signal. Could your ship get a trajectory plot so that we could set a pre-programmed course?
We'll look into it. We can use our astromech computer to build the plot. Move it down and move it right.
We're getting your telemetry now. I'll have my engineers prepare the probe. Let's see if this works. Nothing to worry about, just the future of my planet.
We'll hold position for you to launch the probe.
The probe's made it out of orbit. Engaging secondary boosters to head out of planetary range. It's gone to warp. The probe is arriving at the solar corona. Deploying chromodynamic booster. No effect. It didn't work. Wait. It didn't work. That was our one shot. Thank you for trying to help. I'm not sure what to try next. Maybe we can evacuate a few people. Not going to give up, but the situation is grim. If your people can offer any other help, we would welcome it. But I just don't see a way to relocate 8 billion people in the next few hours.
We're not necessarily out of solutions. We might be able to try to find a way to reignite the star. Unknown vessel entering system small, but can't get a reading through its hull.
My name is Cal Dano. Looks like I've arrived at the perfect time. I'm here to help with the problem with this star. I'm a scientist, and I have some specialized knowledge that can help.
It's nice to meet you, Cal. Your help will be appreciated.
With apologies for the interruption.
Yeah.
This is my home star.
Appreciate it.
My people are the ones at risk here. If you have some way to reverse this process, my people should be involved.
Agree. Since no other solutions have presented themselves, we should at least hear them out.
All right, I'm willing to do so, but it will take me a little while to get a shuttle out there. As you might imagine, things are a little hectic over here right now.
Don't worry, we don't need a shuttle.
You won't be able to get a lock on my ship interior due to the subspace manifolds. I'll go ahead and bring you aboard.
Ready for transport.
Welcome aboard. I'm Cal Dano.
You moved me here without crossing the intervening space. You have quantum teleportation technology.
Yes. We call it a transporter. It has a limited range, but it's useful for going from surface to ship.
Impossible! This ship's interior is massive, even though it's no bigger than a shuttle.
My ship uses compactified subspace folds. It's bigger on the inside.
Right now, though, we have bigger issues to handle.
This is all quite overwhelming. This Caldano person is another stranger from somewhere else. And you're here to help with our dying star?
Yes, we came to investigate the star, and now we're involved.
Oh. Yes, I suppose I can see how a star suddenly dying might attract someone's attention.
Normally, my people are explorers. We would open diplomatic relations to engage in first contact, but this isn't a normal situation.
It's an odd coincidence. We'd probably never have met if it weren't for the trouble with the star. My people have never really had any desire to go exploring out there. We've sent a few probes and met a couple of neighbors, but we're happy at home, and we have what we need, so why risk it? I guess this crisis answers that question. The galaxy is bigger than us, and to survive, we need to look past just our homeworld.
The United Federation of Planets makes exploration and peaceful contact with new species one of its primary missions.
It sounds like you have a lot of experience in meeting other kinds of people. Maybe if we survive this, we can take the chance and learn more about each other, to talk about what we might have in common and what we have to offer.
I'm sure that my people will want to open relations. Your experience here will make you a natural choice to participate in those discussions.
What can I do to help? My home is at risk. I want to do something, to be involved in solving this problem.
Stay with Caldano. This is his ship, so he can probably explain it best.
Welcome to my ship. Don't be alarmed. This vessel is from the 31st century, and it has some technology you may not recognize yet. I can assure you, though, that I'm here to help.
This explains why I wasn't able to scan through your ship's hull, or how you are able to have technology that can repair a dying star.
Correct. I'm associated with the temporal division of... well, let's just say that I'm an ally from the future, and I'm here to save the Lucari star.
So this involves changing the time stream? I've had about enough of that recently.
No, I'm trying to prevent changes. Someone's tampered with this star. It's not supposed to die out here. The Lucari don't disappear today, at least not if we have any say in it. I have some technology that can help, but we'll need to rework it in order to repair the star's fusion processes. What I need you to do is help me align this matrix to match the star's original spectrum.
Alright, I'll try to realign the matrix.
I'll regulate the device's main power state from this console.
While I'm scanning some of the data on Caldano, I'm surprised he seems to have be a hybrid of human and Vulcan, and some small amount of DNA from people of this world. Apparently at some future date, these people of the Lucari have a stronger time with the rest of the galaxy. So he's not just protecting this planet, he's protecting his own ancestors from annihilation. This means he's probably more reliable. Let's finish repairing the star.
Sounds like whoever tried to destabilize the Lucari star has decided to come knocking. Let's see who... They're packing a real wallop. Shields just went down. We have incoming.
Ready weapons, prepare to repel boarders.
What are those things?
Holy, keep them away. I need to finish these computations. I have the device shielded in a force field, but I can't deploy it until these Tholians are out of the way. Shields are back up. They shouldn't be able to get any more boarding parties over. We've got a breather. Now I just have to charge the device and prepare it for use. In just a few minutes, it'll propagate a quantum wave shift that should correct the star's stalled fusion process. You should head back to your ship, and I'll send the administrator back home.
Very well.
The device is charging. We should be just a few minutes away from repairing the star now.
Standing by.
Give us the talks, Lieutenant. You will surrender. The talks is had or you will be destroyed.
Activating the rejuvenator.
It's working. Look at the star. Check the spectral readings. The fusion process is reigniting, and it's returning to normal.
Readings are stabilizing. The shockwave should be barely noticeable by the Lucari.
Some of those ships have just arrived at our home system. They're attacking our homeworld. We don't have any way to repel starships like this. Please help us.
We're on our way.
Please, you have to stop them. We don't have any warships or space weapons.
Thanks for the save, but the Tholians managed to steal the Tox Utot while they had my ship whipped. That must have been their plan all along. My data suggests that the Tholians used a trilithium warhead to destabilize the star. But the amount of resources needed to build such a weapon makes it inefficient, to say the least. No, I suspect that somehow they knew that I'd come here to save this star, and that I would bring the Tox Utot. Fortunately, the Lukari star is safe. However, nobody else will be as long as the Tholians have that device. They could use it to snuff out or destabilize stars anywhere they want.
We have to get it back from them somehow. But that means figuring out their next target.
I have some thoughts on that, but I will need to do some calculations. These events and the Tox Utot itself are tied up in the temporal Cold War. The Tholians may not care, but by using the Tox Utot, they risk distorting the timeline by wiping out civilizations that are supposed to survive into the future, such as the Lukari. I'll be in touch. At least now the Lukari will have a promising future.
Understood.
Yaldano is correct. You have preserved our future. My people will be forever grateful. Not to mention my personal gratitude, of course. I think we have a bright future ahead of us, if you'll forgive my play on words. I am eager to see where it leads. Thank you once again.
My people will contact you again. We may have many matters to discuss.
I wish I could ask you about your science, your trade, your society. Well, I suppose there will be time for all of that now that our crisis has been averted. Won't there?
First contact with other species, one of our most important duties. Our initial meeting has shown promise for exchange of culture and knowledge.
I think our friend the administrator here is going to need a ride home. Would you mind? If you'll pick her up and take her home, I'll start looking for more data about the Tholians' plans.
We'll rendezvous with you shortly.
I have collected an amazing amount of information about what happened to this star.
Yeah, I
Thank
bet
you
you
for
did.
bringing me along. Once we're back in Allied space, I'll take a shuttle home.
Scene's first contact with Lukari has gone off to a reasonable start. Now we just have to hope that when the Tholians show up again with a Tox Utot, we can stop them from doing anything dangerous. Well, disastrous, sorry. Ready to leave system on your orders. Let's go. First contact is a significant event for the Federation. We'll be glad to open a dialogue with the Lukari people. Unfortunately, the loss of the Tox Utot is troubling. We've had some reports about this device from when Jean-Luc Picard encountered it on Risa in 2366. And obviously we can't let the Tholians keep that piece of future technology that can destabilize stars, but we'll have to deal with that later. Alright, that's it for this stream. Thank you for stopping by. And we'll see you tomorrow.